Two houses, same street, same builder, both thrown up in the 70s. Both basements smelled the same. That heavy, wet cardboard smell that hits you 3 steps down the stairs and follows you back up. The first owner called a mold company. They came out free, walked his basement with a flashlight, and found trouble in every corner. The quote was $8,240. Containment, air scrubbers, tear out the bottom 4 feet of drywall. He signed it, and the smell came back in 14 months. The second owner, 4 doors down, same builder, same smell, same coal block walls. She spent about $30. 30. Her basement is dry today, and it stayed dry. Same house, same smell, same year it went up. One bill was $8 grand and change. One was 30. And the woman who spent 30 is the one whose basement is actually dry. So what did she know that he didn't? Because it wasn't luck. There's no luck in a dry basement. There never was. I'm Hank, 28 years, inspecting and renovating homes, better part of 10,000 of them, working out of Chicago. No sponsors, no brand deals, nobody's margin sitting in my pocket. Here's the part the mold company will never say out loud. That smell is not your enemy. That smell is a reading. Your nose just ran a test for free, and it's more sensitive than anything they carry down your stairs. What you're smelling has a name. A group of gases called mold volatile organic compounds. The byproducts mold and mildew give off while they eat something damp. Chewing through the cardboard boxes, the paper backing on your drywall, and the wood in your framing. Geosmin, octanol, the same molecules that make dirt smell like dirt after a rain. Your nose catches them weeks before you would ever see a spot on a wall. So you don't have a smell problem. You have a moisture problem. And moisture, unlike a scary flashlight tour, is a thing you can measure. For about the price of a pizza, 4 checks in order. Read the smell, find the water, kill the humidity, and the last one, the check that decides whether you owe anybody a single dollar. Most people never get to that 4th check. The mold company makes sure of it. One honest thing before we start, because the title on this video oversold it a little. There is no magic $30 bottle that fixes every basement in America. If I sold you that, I'd be running the same play they run. What $30 actually buys you is the truth. It buys the 2 tools that tell you whether you're looking at a $30 problem or a real one. And most of the time, it's the $30 kind. Let me show you how to know which one you've got. Check number 1. Read the smell and put a number on it. The free part is your nose, and the $30 starts right here. You buy a humidity gauge, a little digital hygrometer, about $14 at any hardware store. You set it down on the basement floor and you leave it there a full day. Here's what that number is telling you. Under 50%, you're fine, because the air is simply too dry for mold to do a thing. Between 50 and 60, keep an eye on it. Over 60%, you have your answer, because 60 is the line where mold and mildew wake up and start feeding on whatever damp material they can reach. And there's a summer trap hiding inside that reading. Warm, humid air rolls down your stairs and touches a foundation wall that sits at 50-odd degrees the whole year round. The water condenses straight out onto the cold block, the same way it beads on a glass of iced tea in July. The wall never has to leak to end up wet. Above 60, the smell isn't a mystery, it's just physics. That gauge is the first $14. The other 16 shows up in check 2, and that 16 is usually the entire fix. 14 to know, 16 to solve. Why does the mold company skip this? Because a number on a screen doesn't sell a tear out. There's no gauge in their hand when they walk your basement, and there's a reason for that. You can't upsell a reading. Check number 2, find the water. This is the $16 check, and it's where most basements actually get solved. Your air did not get wet on its own. Water is coming in somewhere. It only uses a few doors, and your job is to find which one it's using. Start with a test that costs nothing but a square of kitchen foil. Tape a piece of aluminum foil flat against the basement wall. Seal all 4 edges tight so no room air can sneak behind it. Leave it 2 days, then peel it off. If the moisture is behind the foil, against the concrete, water is pushing through the wall from outside. If the moisture is on the room side, the face you can see, that's condensation, damp indoor air hitting cold block. Home inspectors have leaned on that trick for decades, and it tells you which problem you own before you spend $1 solving the wrong one. Then walk the usual suspects, and this is the one I really want you to hear. I pulled a washer and dryer off a wall in Berwyn a couple of winters ago. Brick bungalow, retired fellow living alone, a grandkid's birthday card still taped to the lid of the dryer. His basement reeked, and he was 2 days from signing a remediation contract. Behind the machine, the dryer vent had worked loose. Every load, a gas dryer pushes 2 or 3 pints of water into the air, and his had been dumping all of it straight into that basement for who knows how long. The fix was a foot of foil tape, $15 and 10 minutes. His humidity dropped 11 points inside a week, and the smell went with it. That's your $16 aisle. Foil tape for a loose vent, a downspout extension to carry your roof water 6 feet out past the foundation instead of letting it pool against the wall and soak back in through the block for days after the rain has stopped. Both are under $20, and both are a 10-minute job. Clean gutters and a few inches of dirt regraded to slope away from the house cost you nothing but a Saturday afternoon. And they cut the volume of water sitting against your foundation more than any product you can buy. Now the honest scope on it, what this fixes. Water getting in through the easy doors, which is most water. What it doesn't fix, a genuinely cracked foundation or a high water table pushing up through the slab. Those are real, and those cost real money. But they're the minority. And you'll already know because the foil told you which one you have. Check number 3. Kill whatever humidity is left in the air. You found the water and you shut the door on it. And now you dry out what's already floating around. This is the dehumidifier, and here's the honest scope. A dehumidifier is not a cure. It's a thermostat for moisture. Set it to 45, maybe 50%, and let the built-in humidistat cycle it on and off. Running one costs somewhere between $18 and $30 a month. Less if it carries an Energy Star label, which the government rates about 13% more efficient than one without. Watch the gauge from check 1. Reads under 50 and hold steady. You're done. Creeps back over 60 every time it rains outside. Then you missed a water source back in check 2. Go back and find it. A dehumidifier cannot outrun a downspout that's still aimed at your wall. It'll just run itself to death trying. One warning, because the internet loves to sell you these. Those tubs of moisture crystals, the damp rid kind, they genuinely work in a closet, a cabinet, or a small damp cupboard where the air they have to dry out is measured in cubic feet. For a whole basement, they're a spoon bailing out a rowboat. Keep your money. If this channel has ever saved you from a bad quote, subscribing is free, and it's the thing that keeps me independent. Independence is the only reason I can say any of what comes next. Because now we get to the last check. This is the one the mold company never lets you reach, because it's the one that tells you whether you owe them anything at all. Almost nobody does it, and it matters more than the other 3 combined. Check number 4. Measure the actual mold and learn the one line the whole industry hopes you never do. The EPA and the CDC put this in writing in plain language for free. Under about 10 square feet of visible mold, and that is a patch roughly 3 foot by 3, a homeowner can clean it up themselves. Soap, water, a stiff brush, then dry the area out and keep it dry. Do it with gloves and an N95 mask on, and crack a window while you work. If you start feeling stuffed up or lightheaded, stop and walk outside. That part is not optional. 10 square feet or less. You do not need containment. You do not need air scrubbers. You do not need anybody's 4-figure quote. And measuring that 10 square feet is not hard. Pull whatever is leaning against the wall out of the way, run a tape measure across the stained area, and multiply it out the way you would for a paint job. A patch 2 feet by 3 is 6 square feet, well under the line. Photograph it with the tape measure in the shot, so what you have is a record that does not depend on anybody's flashlight but your own. Over 10 square feet, that math changes, and I will not pretend it does not. Then you want a real professional with real containment. Same story if the water was sewage, or the mold has gotten into your ductwork, or somebody in the house has asthma or a weak immune system. Those are the cases that earn the big bill. They are real. I have written that bill myself for people who needed it. But here's what earns my disgust. The company that inspects your basement is almost always the same company that quotes the tear out. Their paycheck depends on finding more mold. So reliably, they find more mold. A network news crew tested this a while back. They sent an undercover camera to 8 remediation contractors with a basement that had one small, already repaired issue. 5 of the 8 claimed black mold. The quotes ran from $1,200 all the way to $10,000. And that phrase, black mold, is the 2 scariest words in their whole script. So here's the truth. The CDC will hand you for nothing. There is no single toxic black mold that kills you. That scare traces back to one report in the 1990s that the CDC itself walked back not long after. Real mold can aggravate allergies and asthma, and that is genuinely worth fixing. But the deadly poison story they lean on to justify 5 figures The science never backed it. Read that sentence twice. So the last check is really just 4 questions. Is the patch bigger than a card table? Is the water dirty? Is it in your ducts? Is somebody in the house sick? If the answer is no, 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 and no, then you're the $30 case. You were the whole time. And if you do need a pro, one rule: the person who tests your air should never be the person who sells you the fix. Pay a separate, licensed assessor for an honest look, an opinion that runs a few $100s, and in that same news test is exactly what caught the lie. Let me put the honest math on the table. The first owner, the one who smelled wet cardboard and called the flashlight, $8,240. And the smell came back because not one person in that process ever went looking for his water. The woman 4 doors down. A $14 gauge. $16 of tape and downspout. A dehumidifier she already had in the garage, $20-some a month across the summer. Call the whole thing $30 and 1 Saturday. Her basement is still dry 2 winters on. His is not. Run it out 5 years. His road, with the smell already back, is another quote. And you know it. Her road is a fresh set of batteries for the gauge. That is the honest math, and it isn't close. And understand what this is, because it matters. No one planned it this way. It doesn't take a plan. The man who names the problem is the same man who sells you the fix. And an arrangement like that bends one direction on its own every time without a single meeting. It just happens to bend toward your wallet. So you're not the person who reads the quote anymore. You're the person who reads the number on the gauge. You know what MOCs are. You know the 10 square foot line. You can tell a loose dryer vent from a cracked foundation, and you know which one of those costs $15. That knowledge does not wash off. Next time that smell catches you on the stairs, you won't reach for the phone. You'll reach for the foil. I'm curious about one thing. What did the last mold or basement quote in your life come to? Put the number in the comments. I want to see the spread on it. And next time, we're going after the single word buried in your homeowner's policy that quietly decides whether water damage like this is covered at all. Most people find out it isn't the day they try to file. You're going to find out first.